guys, I want to record another video podcast. If you haven't hopped onto YouTube just yet, then I'm going to invite you to do so. If you would like to see my office, or at least what's behind me as I sit at my desk and I work, and you can see that I like peacock feathers, and I have a little, well, it's not so little, a piece of artwork behind me as well, at least for the time being. My name is Kelly. If you are just brand new to the podcast, I am a certified life coach. And today I'm going to talk to you about one of the core principles of life coaching because it's just been made so prominent in my mind. You might say it's been brought to my awareness in so many ways. And that core principle is awareness. A lot of people take awareness for granted. A lot of people might say, yeah, I'm aware. I mean, I get up and I do my thing. I go to work, I come home, and, I'm conscious. I'm awake, right? But there's such a deeper level to awareness that I'd love to explore with you and help you as if you were my client, because that is what I do, is I help people, and I'm a coach. So the definition of awareness is knowledge or perception of a situation or fact, such as we need to raise public awareness of the issue, or similar, concern about and well-informed interest in a particular situation or development. So what does that have to do with awareness in your everyday life? Like, yeah, you can be aware of political issues or socioeconomic issues or even just issues in your neighborhood, right? You might have a neighborhood town hall or something going on at your work. You might be aware, somebody might bring something to your attention, and you have that perception of a situation. But what do you do with that? And how does it actually translate into your life and making it better? Well, there's a few quotes that I'm sure you've heard before, and one of them is knowing is half the battle. Another quote about awareness and perception is awareness precedes change. And one of my favorites that I kind of use every now and then is you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know something, you're not aware of it, you don't know there's a better way of going about something, or you're not aware of your environment and your impact on what's going on. You just walk into a room all big and amazing and glorious in yourself, but there's just been a big tension moment, or something's happened, or somebody's really upset, and you're like, oh, I wasn't aware of that, right? So awareness can help on so many levels. When people come to me, they often have things they want to change, right? I'm a life coach. I'm a general life coach. I'm not necessarily a specialized niche coach. Like, I don't help somebody with just losing weight, or I don't help somebody with just getting their business off the ground. I like a holistic perspective, and that's probably because I'm also a holistic healer. I believe our body, soul, mind, and spirit needs to be helped and living at optimum. But when we look at our lives and we're like, you know what, I really want to eat healthier and have a deeper relationship with my spouse, have a more fulfilling career, or get a promotion. I'd like to change everything in my life, like just get things better. I want to be able to trust myself again. I want to stop feeling nervous and anxious all the time. Those types of things are more global changes that can happen in your life. And that's where a general life coach comes in. So I look at, where are the awareness components missing? Because again, awareness precedes change. So we can look at when your mind is racing. If your mind is racing from anxious thoughts, bringing awareness to what's going on with you. Are you in a certain circumstance or environment? Are you around certain people when that happens? Is it simply your thoughts that's causing this anxious, racing feeling? Are you feeling anxious just in general because of something that you're perceiving that you're lacking, or something that you want and you feel like you can't get it, you feel inadequate? Like, what is coming up for you when you have thoughts or feelings or something that you find undesirable, right? Becoming aware of when you have a goal and you're not taking action towards that goal can be huge. Like, what is going on with you that you think that you can't have the goal? Or maybe you are taking action, but it's the wrong actions. You're going in the wrong direction and you're just not sure where. Awareness is a powerful tool. Again, we talked about the environment, but we can also look at our role in relationship with other people. So maybe you think you're doing a great job at work, or you think you're doing an amazing job in your business, but it's just your perception, and you're actually just performing at 25 to 30% of your capacity, and you're thinking about what you're doing the rest of the time. Awareness of what is actually happening by documenting, by logging your thoughts, by noticing what it is that you're doing when these things come up for you, and by the results that you're getting when you're taking these actions and having these thoughts and going through these situations and circumstances with other people is powerful. One of the things that you can see when you have awareness is what it is that you're doing or not doing, what you're thinking or not thinking, what you want or don't want, and how you're going about living in your life. And I know that sounds like a lot, right? It's like, oh my gosh, why would I even want to go there? I'm just living my life. I'm doing the best that I can. Like I put on pants today. That's good enough, right? But when you have a dream and you have a goal, or you have something that's not quite measuring up to where you want it to be, really taking these things in increments and a methodical approach will allow you to see what's going on. It will allow you to make that change, to bring acceptance and awareness to what is going on with you in that situation. One of the things that I noticed myself this morning, and I did a quick Facebook Live about it tonight, and I want to share it with you, is I was having racing, anxious, nervous thoughts. And I have a long commute to my day job. I don't know, like, hands up if you are a long commuter. I commend you. Good luck. And if you're commuting while you're listening to this, one hand on the wheel. I was having nervous thoughts about my schedule. I had triple booked myself one day next week, and I wanted to do all of these things, like all of these things. I serve on a board. I wanted to help a friend. I have a coaching session with my own coach, and there's always like family that I'd love to see. But I was like, how am I going to do it? What am I going to do? And every time this came up, my body just like felt this tense feeling right in the center of my chest, and I felt this tightness, and my breathing got more shallow. And I was like, I don't know, I can't do anything about it. I'm driving. Like, let it go, Kelly, just let it go. And then my brain was just like, okay, we can let it go, but what are we going to do? And I was like, you stubborn little brain, like, let it go. So I let myself like see what it was doing to my body. I brought awareness to the feeling in my body of tension and anxiety, and even probably a little bit of fear. I had some fear of judgment and fear of what might happen, and a little bit of helplessness. Like, I can't do anything about this. What am I going to do? So I just was like, wow. And I had so much compassion for myself once I had awareness. And I'm like, gosh, it's not just the thought I need to let go of, but it's the feelings in my body that I also can release, and release it with just a nice deep breath, and just, oh, isn't that a big weight lifted, and the tightness eased, and I was able to think more clearly because the feeling didn't have me in its grips, right? So when you feel something, and you're not really aware of the feeling because your mind is racing, I'm going to encourage you to bring awareness to what's going on in your body and what's going on in your, I guess we'll just say, vibrational field, right? Your energy field. Are you feeling really constricted and held in? Or are you feeling like Maybe you have little feelers going out, like, what do I do if I make this choice or if I make this shift and adjustment? And you're just kind of a kinetic ball of energy going back and forth, and you're not keeping your sovereignty, you're not keeping your energy to yourself, you're putting it all out, and you're not allowing those receptors to come back in. Does that make sense? When we look at awareness, we can also kind of look at the subtleties of it, since we're on the topic of energy. We can look at the subtleties of being aware of your energy body, your energy environment. And when you get really good at it, which I tend to be, kind of an expert in the awareness component of life anyhow, being that I've gone through explicit training in life coaching and I'm an extreme meditator. I meditate every day and I have since I was 14, which was just like a couple years ago. Just kidding. But it's been a couple of decades of meditating. And so I have another example of how awareness of the energy body can be. And it's not just within yourself, but you can feel out ahead of you into situations and the environment around you and what could happen. So I was going to dinner with a good friend of mine, and it was in a neighborhood that I'm not familiar with, but I had driven by and I was like, oh, this looks like a great place. Let's go there. So we agreed to meet, and it was dark. So I parked my car on a side street. I had to park kind of far because it was a popular little area in a downtown place. And so I had to walk. And I was quiet in my mind. I was feeling settled in my body. I had no stuck emotions, like we were just talking about tension and anxiety. I was just kind of looking forward to seeing my friend and just kind of humming along, walking up the street to the restaurant. And all of a sudden, I got awareness. You might say my hair stood up on the back of my neck, but it wasn't quite that dangerous of a situation. But I did hear or sense or feel a small voice that said, stop. So I did. And I stopped. And I waited just a beat or two. And just up ahead, if I had kept going a few steps, someone walked out from the alley. And had I kept going, they would have bumped right into me. And I heard what they said, and they were asking for drugs. And they weren't asking me, they were asking someone across the street. It was very interesting. And the person across the street saw me because the voice, that I was tuning into, that I was aware of, my inner self, my inner awareness said, keep going. They passed. Now is the time, right? So I went, and the person that they asked, he saw me and he smiled. And I smiled back because I'm a friendly person. And I just kept going. It was no harm, no foul. Now, had the person bumped into me who was, looking for their next fix, who knows what would have happened? It could have just been an awkward moment, or I could have been in genuine danger. I don't know. But I had the presence of self-awareness and environmental awareness, and I didn't have a lot of things holding me down, keeping me frantic and tense in my mind. I didn't have things going on. I was able to just be aware of what was going on in my surroundings. So went to dinner, had a great night. It was wonderful, and it was great. So when we look at awareness, it's not something to take for granted. There's been something that I've been working on for the past year and a half in my own life, and I'm going to encourage you, whether you have children or a spouse or significant other, or even aging parents, maybe. There's awareness in your mind and in your relationship, your role with these other people, that can truly enhance all of your lives when you bring awareness. And what I've been working on is being present. And I think that that's the gift of awareness, is the presence, whether it's presence of mind or presence of essence, which is what I like to think of it as, because sure, I can think about something, I can focus, I can give it my full attention, but when we're aware of the other person, we're aware of the impact, we're aware of the health of the relationship, or how close we are to that goal. When we bring awareness to it, we're able to bring a presence, a self, an intentionality to life that wasn't there before when we were going through the motions, when we take things for granted, when we just assume that that other person's going to show up and do the things that we expect them to do because we're doing the things we expect to do, and we just kind of groove together in our little systems and our cycles and rhythms of life. But when we bring awareness to our presence of mind and we're there for the other person, we stop our own thoughts. We bring that outward expression of love and interest and compassion, and the other person can sense it. They can feel that. So in my own life, I've been working on this awareness and presence with my husband. I noticed some time ago that I had been getting really wrapped up in the day-to-day of life, as one does, whether it was my day job or my clients or social media or texting or whatever, you name it, the cats, right? Whatever is going on in life. And I was just kind of taking him for granted. And our relationship was still great. Don't get me wrong, there was nothing wrong. But I wanted it to go to that next level. So I made it a goal to bring awareness of whenever I was taking an action that I didn't want to take, which would be pick up my phone during a nice romantic dinner or time when we were chilling together and supposed to be talking. And I was like, oh yeah, you were here, right? Or awareness when I would just have my mind racing and I would ask him to repeat himself. Because we all, if you have a mental energy about you, like you're always thinking, especially if you are a trauma survivor or a Enneagram type 5, 6, or 7, your mind is going to be going pretty fast and pretty regularly. So you want to bring that awareness of, gosh, I was listening to my own thoughts more than this person I was with. So bringing awareness can elevate your relationship with anyone, not just your spouse, but again, your kids, when they're telling you about their day, when they're asking you about something and you want to teach them something, you want to guide them and give them all the information to get those little minds to be developed and the best they can be, or your aging parents, because we don't always have tomorrow promised, right? So awareness is such a gift. It is such a powerful tool, and it is something that it is a precursor to changing something that you want to change in your life. And without it, it's hard to even know what is happening, like what is really going on with you. So I encourage you to become aware of yourself, become aware of your thoughts, your body, your emotions. And if you have to, maybe you don't write things down. That's okay. A lot of people don't. Take a little voice memo, right? A little voice clip. So you can just keep yourself like, gosh, this happened and I totally forgot myself. I just got lost in the moment and I want to do better, right? But I really do find that when you write down your goals and you say, I want to do better, and I'm going to be more aware when this situation happens, when I unconsciously eat, or I ignore my business, or I forget about my friends, whatever it is, whatever is going on in your life. And you can just say, I'm going to do better. I'm going to be more aware. You don't even need to take that corrective action at this moment. It's just getting your mind trained to catch itself, right? Catch itself in the act of moving through the motions and become more aware. Well, my friends, I hope this is really helpful for you. Again, I encourage you to go onto YouTube if you're listening. And if you're on YouTube, I encourage you to go and find Liberate Your Soul podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, because there's over 130 episodes for you to listen to on everything from the woo to how to help in corporate America running a meeting. Because I've done it all, you guys. I have been around the block a few times. And as a coach, it's my goal to make the world a better place. So right now I have 2 spots open for my current 6-month one-to-one intensive. If you're looking like me to improve in every area of your life, if you're looking to take your relationship to that next level, if you're looking to bring more than just awareness, but take those next steps into change and development in your business, change and development in your health, change and development in your money, any of those areas, your spirituality. You know me by now. I am a highly spiritual being, and I help you to grow closer to your core essence, your core self, your creator, and just be the best you that you can be. So head on over to www.quantumhighways.com. And if you like what you see there, if you like what you've been hearing, then click on plans and you'll see that 6-month container, and we'll get together and chat. I can't wait to hear from you, and I hope this week brings you much awareness.